Hey guys, Carey Hodsden PGA here again for another little short lesson here at X Golf Chesapeake. Really interesting subject I want to talk to you about on how to start the downswing. Most people try to pull the club toward the ball to start the downswing. They try to use their shoulders to start the downswing. Mr. Hogan, Ben Hogan, didn't believe in that. He believed in starting the downswing with his hips and his knees, okay, and his feet. Now, the great Jack Nicklaus, who I still consider to be the best player of all time, also started his entire swing from the ground up. He felt like the golf was played from the ground up every single time he played. He felt like it was a very athletic sport, and Nicklaus was a tremendous athlete. He didn't just play golf, he was really, really good, obviously the best in the world at golf, maybe ever, but he also was a tremendous tennis player and a dead-eye shot playing basketball, a beautiful form and a great shot playing basketball. You know, all of these guys that play on tour or that played on tour or still play on tour are tremendous athletes, and they have ridiculous hand-eye coordination. You can't even believe it till you see it. I have one student that I work with that plays on tour named Omar Uresti. I played ping pong with this guy. He is unbelievable, his hand-eye coordination. And he knows how to use his legs, and he knows how to use his entire body to get in the correct sequence. Very impressive stuff. You don't win 2 National Club Professional Championships, tour events, have the record for the most birdies in a row on tour and all this other stuff like he does without being, you know, just a tremendous athlete. Okay, so let's get to talking about how golf is played kind of from the ground up. Look, most people think that when we get back here, I see a lot of teaching that say, hey, don't lose the tension in your right hip. Don't allow your hips to turn. Only allow your shoulders to turn, and try to create tension in your legs and that type of stuff with your hips. This is a method, and this is a method that can work, and it does work for a lot of people. I hate having that feeling of restriction in any swinging sport. Whether it's tennis and you're coming over a forehand or a backhand or however you want to do it with tennis, or whether it's baseball and you're swinging through and you're trying to swing freely, badminton, ping pong, anything. You really need to have your body needs to be able to move. The looser and the softer you can kind of make your body, the more distance and the more width you're going to create when you're playing golf, or really any sport that's kind of a stick and ball game, okay? So I believe that you need to be soft, you need to be looser. I hate all the tension when people say, oh, I'm going to turn, like a Tiger or a Rory. They really put a lot of tension on their body. Now, look, they've developed it. Tremendous golfers, wouldn't take anything away from them. Truly amazing. Rory is just an amazing driver of the golf ball, but he's also, built like a brick house, and he's just strong as an ox. And you need to spend a lot of time working out to be able to do the kinds of things that he's doing. Most of us don't have that kind of time, or won't commit to that level of physical fitness to get to where somebody like Rory is. So most of us, we need to use our whole body to really generate power and to generate speed and to generate accuracy. So what I would suggest is that we play golf from the ground up, okay? When I say this, we do have to turn against something when we turn back. So what I do is I like to kick my right knee in a little bit, okay? It kind of causes me to look like my right shoulder goes a little bit lower, which it naturally would because my right hand is a little bit lower on the club than my left hand, right? So I kind of kick this in a little bit so that when I turn, I can kind of turn against this right knee, but I like to let my hip open up back here behind me so that I can allow my shoulders to open up and I can get as deep as I can to create a wider turn, a fuller turn, which is going to create a wider arc with my golf club. Okay, and I think that will make sense to most of you just with simple physics, right? So I kick in this right knee, we turn back over here, okay, and we allow our hip to kind of go behind us and our right shoulder go behind us. Now from here, this is what I want to talk about. I want to talk about how we start the downswing. Once we get back here and we're coiled, we're nice and soft, we're loose, okay, And in other lessons I've showed you, we're going to try to shove this right elbow in front of us, and the back of our right hand, back of our left hand is going to hit the golf ball along with our right palm. So we're going to get into that position, and I'll show you that a little bit more in a minute. So when we get here, how do we get back to the golf ball? What I think you ought to do is I think you ought to start with your legs, because the idea is that your legs are kind of the handle of a whip, okay? Your body's kind of the center of the length of the whip, and then your arms and the club, the end of the club, is kind of the end of the whip that's going to just crack at the golf ball, okay? So what we're trying to do is we're trying to start the whip down here, let it move all the way up through our body, and let our arms and our hands lag, and let that golf club lag, so that we can get the maximum amount of power and whip in our golf swing. Once we learn how to do it, it will also create tremendous accuracy as long as we do it the same way over and over and over again. Okay, so we're going to get here, we're going to turn against our right knee, and then once we get here, how do we do this? We don't pull our shoulders, because watch what happens with my head. If I pull my shoulders, my head, my chin literally follow my shoulders, which changes the center of my swing. I've talked about this in other videos. When your head is in the center here, it needs to stay here, okay, right in the center, so that you can contact the ground, contact the ball the way you addressed it. If I move my head like this, now the center is not here any longer, the center is up here. Most likely I'm going to top the ball, shank the ball, or if I throw the club, I might even chunk it. If I move my head back here and I swing back from back here, I'm gonna hit behind the golf ball because I've changed the center of my golf swing. So that's the first thing. Your head has to stay in the center. So how do we do that? We get the club back, turning against our right knee, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to feel like we're sitting and twisting, like corkscrewing into the ground, kind of like this, okay? As we shove our elbow in front of us like this. So we're going to go boom, like this, and we're going to get into a position where our head is staying behind the golf ball, and we're lagging the club, but our hips are opening up as we're going through the golf ball, as we're going through the swing and the strike. So we're going here like this, and we're getting opened up, and then we're applying this hit with our elbow way in front of us and the back of our left hand, bang, okay? And then we're turning all the way through into a balanced position. So how does it feel? When you corkscrew like that, you turn against your right knee, and you go into the corkscrew motion, you're going to feel like you sit, watch my rear end here, I'm moving it back and in, okay, back and in, okay. My knee's not really going forward, my knee is going to the side as I move my rear end back and in, and then I start to make the motion to push off of that inside of my right knee to get over to the left, okay. Most people don't understand this, okay? We have tons of folks that look at it in a lot of different ways. We look at people that try to straighten their leg, to make the turn. We look at, great teachers like George Gankis and some other teachers that teach, we're gonna pop this knee out to lead, the golf swing. I look at it like this. If you're right-handed, okay, and you're swinging from the right side, and you're loading up on the right side, then the right side needs to be what starts the motion back to the left. Okay, I just don't see why I would think about separating another part of my body or adding another part of my body in the middle of the golf swing when I've done everything on my right side to get it back. So if I've got everything on my right side to get it back, I want to sit down in my right side and rotate with my right side like I'm going to take off running, down the line at the flag. That's what it feels like. Hogan said that he feels like he's running his right knee at the golf ball. I mean, that's what he felt. He felt like, well, I feel like I'm going to take off running at the golf ball. And maybe that's what he felt, because that's the way his body was positioned. And maybe that's a great feeling. Maybe you should do that feeling. But what I think is I think that when I think about running, I was a runner in high school, and long distance runner and a track runner. And when I think about taking off, I think about getting here, and if I'm going to load up on my right side, I think about loading into my right hip and my right thigh and my right butt and pushing off so that I can get over to the left, okay? Because I want to load up and I want to go. I want to hit that sucker, okay? So we're gonna start with our lower body. We're turning against our right knee. Our weight is more toward our heels, for sure. You don't want the weight forward. If you get the weight forward, you're gonna go forward, and that's gonna cause all kinds of problems, you know, shanks and all kinds of things. So you're gonna turn into the right knee. Your weight's gonna be towards your heels. When you rotate, you're gonna get your weight even more towards your heels because you're pushing your butt back and down like this, okay? Right? And then you're shoving your elbow in front of you at the same time. Bang, 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 okay? That's how it's gonna look and that's how it's gonna feel. Now, once again, this is just a lesson about how I'd like to see you start your downswing, okay? I touched on other points, like how you're gonna turn into your right knee, kind of how you're gonna get your elbow in front of you, you know, how we're not using our shoulders really to pull the club through, that type of stuff. There's a lot more to it, but this is a really, really good starting point. I want you to feel one more time, like when you get it back here and you're turning against this right knee, against your right heel, that when you start the downswing, you are sitting and rotating just like this into your heels. Bang, corkscrewing into the ground and pushing down into the ground. Bang, like this, okay? So that you can get all the way through and finish the golf swing. This is an easier way to do it. You'll feel it. It's an amazing feeling, absolutely amazing feeling. It feels so powerful once you start getting the sequence right. So I know you might have questions about this. It's okay. Contact me through the YouTube channel or contact me at X Golf Chesapeake, and I'll be happy to help you. Until the next time, hit them long and straight. This is Carey Hodsden, PGA.